Hello students, today we are going to study about vapor pressure of solutions in liquid. Consider a binary solution of two volatile liquids A1 and A2. When we say volatile liquids, is the liquids which has low boiling point. When the solution is placed in a closed container, both the liquids vaporize. Eventually, an equilibrium is established between vapor and liquid phases. Both the components are present in the vapor phase. The partial vapor pressure of components are related to their mole fraction in the solution, and this relationship is given by Raoult's law. Let us see the statement of Raoult's law. The partial vapor pressure of any volatile component of solution is equal to the vapor pressure of pure component multiplied by its mole fraction in the solution. Let us see this Raoult's law with explanation. Suppose that for a binary solution of two volatile liquids A1 and A2, there are two liquids are there and both are binary. We can say that the solutions one and both are volatile one. P1 and P2 are their partial vapor pressure and X1 and X2 are their mole fraction in the solution. Then according to Raoult's law, the P1 equal to X1 P1 0 and P2 equal to X2 P2 0, where P1 0 and P2 0 are vapor pressure of pure liquids A1 and A2 respectively. If you see the P1 here, P1 is the, we can say that the partial vapor pressure of the of the, we can say the liquid one, and here P10 is the, we can say that the vapor pressure of the pure liquid. Similarly, P2 is equal to X2 P20. Here P2 is the, we can say that the partial vapor pressure, and the P20 is the, we can say that the vapor pressure of the second volatile liquid, that is A2. Now see next one. According to the Dalton's law of partial pressure, the total pressure P above the solution is P equal to P1 plus P2. So you can say P is equals to P10 x1 plus P20 x2. Now we know the mole fraction, the total number of mole fractions in the solution is unity. So x1 plus x2 is equals to 1. If you transfer x2, let x1 is equal to 1 minus x2. This value we have to put in the previous equation, that is P equal to P10 x1 plus P20 x2. We get here the P is equal to P10 in bracket 1 minus x2 plus P20 x2. On solving this, we get the answer P is equals to P20 minus P10 outside the bracket x2 plus P10. Now, as the P10 and P20, these are constant one. If we draw the graph, the P versus x2, it comes straight line. You can see in the figure, we can get the here straight line. So here you can see that the P10 and P20, okay, when x1 is equals to 1, then and x2 is equals to 0. When x1 is equal to 0, x2 is equals to 1. So that we can say it is clear from the, we can say this graph one, the it is a straight line, as we are saying that here the P10 and P20 are constant. So a plot of P versus x2 is a straight line. Now for P10 versus x2 straight line, now see the graph and understand it. For P10 versus x2 straight line, P is equals to P10 and x2 is equals to 0. P is equal to P20 and x1 x2 is equals to 1. You can see in the, we can say graph 1, the when P is equals to P1 0, then what is said here, the at x2 is equal to 0 means if you put x2 is equal to 0, we'll get here P is equals to P1 0, and if you put x2 is equals to 1, we'll get here the P is equals to P2 0. For P1 versus x1, again straight line, P1 is 0 at x1 is 0, and P1 is equals to P1 0 at x1 is equals to 1. Similarly, P2 versus x2 straight line, when P2 is equals to 0 at x2 is equals to 0, and P2 is equals to P2 0 at x2 is equals to 1. Just you have to put the values of x1 and x2, we can get the, we can say either the P1 is equals to P1 is equals to P1 0 or P2 is equals to P2 0. Afterwards, now see the composition of the vapor phase. The composition of vapor in the equilibrium with the solution can be determined by Dalton's law of partial pressure. If we take y1 and y2 as a mole fraction of two components in the vapor, then P1 is equals to y1p and P2 is equals to y2p, where P1 and P2 are the partial pressures of two components in the vapor and P is the total vapor pressure. Then afterwards, there are the, we can say the ideal and non-ideal solution. Ideal solutions obey Raoult's law over entire range of concentration. No heat is evolved or absorbed when two components forming ideal solutions are mixed. So we can say enthalpy of mixing is 0, that is delta H mixing is equals to 0. Then there is no volume change when two components forming ideal solutions are mixed. Thus, volume of ideal solution is equal to sum of the volumes of two components taken for mixing. So we get here delta V, that is of the mix, we can say the mixture is equals to 0. If the ideal solution, if an ideal solution solvent solute 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 and solvent solvent molecular interactions are comparable, is in case of the ideal solution there is a solute and solvent, solute and solute, and solvent molecular interactions are comparable. The vapor pressure of ideal solution always lie between vapor pressure of pure component. Now let us see about the non-ideal solutions. These solutions do not obey Raoult's law over the entire range of concentration. Then the vapor pressure of these solutions can be higher or lower than those of the pure components. Now let us see about the next, that is the third point in the, we can say, non-ideal solution, the deviation from Raoult's law. These solutions show two types of deviation from the Raoult's law. Means now here we can say that the non-ideal solutions are there, they show two types of the deviation from Raoult's law. The first is a positive deviation from the Raoult's law. You can see that the graph 1, it shows a positive deviation from the Raoult's law. The solution in which solute solvent intermolecular attractions are weaker than those between solute solute molecules and solvent solvent molecules, then it exhibits the, we can say that the positive deviation. It shows a positive deviation when we can say that there is a solute solvent, this intermolecular attraction is weaker than between the solute solute and solvent solvent molecule. Now let us see about the second, that is the negative deviation from Raoult's law. Then if we see the graph 1, we can see here the solutions in which interaction between solvents and solute molecules are stronger than solute solute and solvent solvent molecules interactions exhibit negative deviation. So the solutions where we can say that the interaction between solvents and solute molecules are stronger, in that case we get the negative deviation. So students, go to the video again and write the homework.